Hey guys, Yang here with another Godforge video for you, and today I want to talk about imprints. Imprints are one of the coolest mechanics of this game. I think it's one of the core mechanics that define Godforge and differentiate it from other gacha games. So it's really cool. So today I want to bring you my top 10 of the best imprints in the game. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and without further ado, let's go to the video. Okay guys, so for today's video, since I don't have the game yet, because we are in the break between Alpha 2 and the Alpha 3, I will be using Raven Pyro's website. This website is incredible for Godforge. It has tools, it has stats on some bosses, almost all the stats on heroes, and other stuff that is really cool. So if you don't know this website, I'll leave a link in the videos below. I think I will keep leaving the Raven Pyro's link in all my videos description because it is such a good tool. Okay, so I'll be using the website to help me in this top 10. Also, I want to mention two other things. The first one is this, the measures I will use to judge each imprint is based on my alpha experience. Probably when the game releases, this will all change, and maybe for the Alpha 3, some of this will change as well. We saw this with Dagonet imprint, because Dagonet imprint on Alpha 1 was one thing, and on Alpha 2, another thing. So yeah, and the second thing that I want to mention is this is in no particular order. I will do my top 10, the 10 best imprints in my opinion, but I won't do it in any particular order because it is almost useless to judge it by this, because they have so many different functions in all these imprints. Let's say I want to do more damage, so maybe Beowulf or Wydragok will be best to use. Maybe I want to do it on a support, so maybe some other one will be better. If I put it on a hero that hits with HP, probably Hell's imprint will be useless, but Hell's imprint is very good on an attack hero. So as I said, they all have different functions, so this is in no particular order. These are my top 10, but in no particular order. Okay, so for the first imprint I will show you, I will talk about Shamash's imprint. Shamash's imprint is very cool. For Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, we actually got a free Shamash imprint, I think on stage 30 or 40 or 50. And Shamash's imprint is very cool, especially if you use it on Shamash. You can use it on Zeus as well, or on Aphrodite. You need to use it on a hero that has ally attack. So every single ally that joins the attack of this hero increases their divinity by 50, which is very cool. 50 divinity is actually very good. If you have a consistent ally attack, you are able to like boost the divinity of all your champions a lot, and this is very good. This way of getting more divinity is one of the best ways, like a passive way, when one hero gives divinity to other heroes by doing something. So Shamash's imprint is very cool. Of course, like sacrificing a legendary for the imprint is very painful, but maybe you can do it because I don't think I can't exactly remember, but I think Shamash's awaken is not that strong, so maybe you awaken him for 1 or 2, maybe 3, and then you use the other ones as imprints. I don't know. I used one of my Shamash's last alpha for the imprint, so I had 2 Shamash's imprint, and my divinity boost was insane. Next on the list, we have Hound of Dwat. Hound of Dwat has a very, very cool imprint. When attacking enemies, place barrier on this hero for 5% of the damage inflicted. When I was doing the Fafnir barrier, Infinity barrier thingy team, my Zeus was very, very squishy, and it was very hard to stack barrier because sometimes, especially when Fafnir ults, he breaks the Heimdall's shield. So the rest of the damage, the remaining damage, will hit my barrier. So it was very hard, and sometimes my Zeus actually died early. And then I put the imprint of Hound of Dwat in my Zeus weapon. And this changed everything because Zeus is a machine. He hits so freaking hard. I think my Zeus had around 6k attack and 280% crit damage, so he was hitting for a lot, and as barrier stack, he was doing a crazy damage and gaining a crazy barrier. When I put this imprint on him, he was immediately the easiest one to stack the barrier because he was putting such a big barrier on himself. And this is a very unique imprint as well, because there are not many imprints that act like a support. So I would put this on any of your squishy damage dealers, and this would be amazing. Also, Hound of Dwat is an epic, and it's not a particularly good epic in my opinion, so you can probably sacrifice him no problem. Next we have Hell. Hell has a pretty insane passive. If you saw my tier list for the legendaries, you see that I put Hell in tier B. I think she hits very hard, but her kit is very weird. She's not that great against bosses, but still her passive is very, very cool. And you can get half of her passive as an imprint. You can sacrifice her without losing that much. I think she will be one of the champions that will change something for Alpha Wave 3, because they already gave her a nice buff from Alpha Wave 1 to Alpha Wave 2, but for Alpha Wave 3, I still think that she will get another buff. Still, this imprint is very, very cool. When an ally or enemy is revived, increase this hero's attack by 5% up to 10 times. So she can increase your attack up to 50%. This is very, very good. One of the best damage dealing imprints in the game. There is a caveat though, because you need to revive enemies or allies. So if your team is not reviving anyone, this will be useless. So you probably want to put this in a very, very, very controlled situation. Probably you leave one of your heroes to die, or two of your heroes to die. You can revive everyone, like do this like 2 or 3 times, so you can max out this passive, and then you go and do your battle without anyone dying. But controlling this is very, very hard. If you do this, you are multiplying your damage by like 1.4 times. So this is very, very cool, because as I said, like my Zeus had almost 6k attack, and his attack would be 9k after this, and this is insane. So yeah, I think you can sacrifice Hell for this. You will not have a lot of problems to do this. Of course, you will only sacrifice the legendaries when you reach the end game, okay? But I think you can sacrifice Hell for this imprint, and this imprint is insanely good as for a damage dealer if you manage to get the stacks. And if we're talking about imprints for damage dealers, we have Beowulf. Beowulf is very, very cool. Beowulf is one of the few imprints in the game that you are getting a higher percentage or a higher value than half of the hero's passive. For example, Hell's passive, you get 10% attack for each revived ally or enemy. But as the imprint, you only get 5%. Beowulf, his passive grants 15% increased damage against brawlers and bosses. But the Beowulf passive keeps 10% increased damage to brawlers and bosses. And this is actually very cool because it's very simple, very easy to use. Like, you put the imprint, boom, 10% increased damage against any bosses or any brawlers. I think this is especially useful against bosses, but still it's a very cool imprint. Okay, let's talk about a couple of imprints that you can get from rares. And Cait Sith Shadow Prowess is a very, very cool imprint. It's one of the, again, it's one of the imprints that you get a lot from the passive. I think this is half still, but the main function, you keep the main function of the passive from Cait Sith. So at the start of the round, place Vanish on this hero for 1 turn. While under Vanish, this hero has 10% increased attack and 10% increased accuracy. You can use this on a debuffer as well, so this is very cool, but you will mostly use this in your squishy heroes, because when you're vanished, you cannot be the target of the enemy's ability. Of course, you are still hit by AoE damage, but you can use this to kind of protect, to veil, to hide some of your more squishy heroes behind the vanish, so they are not hit on the first turn. Okay, one of the things here is, as Cait Sith is a rare, you will probably have a lot this to spare, so you can use this for a while and then you can change to other things, and if you want to use it again, you will probably have a lot of Cait Sith's imprint lying around. If we're talking rares, I cannot leave the Dagonet imprint away. Okay, Dagonet's imprint is very, very cool. It's one of the most loved and one of the most hated imprints in the game, because Dagonet's imprint, Fool's Courage, has 15% chance to join an ally in attacking if the target is below 50% HP. So if the enemy is half HP, when any of your allies attack, the hero with the Dagonet imprint has a 15% chance to just join the attack and attack with your ally. Okay, guys, the amount of times that I killed an enemy because my support, my Isis, my reviver, my healer attacks an enemy that has a little bit of HP, and my White Dragok comes along and just kills the enemy, is insane. This happened to me a ton of times. So this is an amazing imprint. It's from a rare, so you can sacrifice the rare. You will probably have a lot of this, but one of the problems and why this is so hated is because for Alpha Wave 2, this was causing a lot of bugs. This was like freezing your game every like couple of turns, so people actually advised to not use Dagonet imprint on Alpha Wave 2, so the game does not keep freezing. But I really wish, I really hope they fix this for Alpha Wave 3, because Dagonet's imprint is one of the best. Okay, I will talk about a very controversial one right now. As I said, for me, one of the best characteristics in imprints, for them to be really good, are the imprints that you don't lose a lot from the passive of the hero that you're getting the imprint. So Dracula when he dies, when the first time this hero receives fatal damage while not under sleep, prevent the damage and heal by 50%. Place sleep on this hero for 3 turns. Actually, heal for 100% of the HP. But as you can see, this is the only difference between the passive and the imprint. So you, instead of 100% HP heal, you get 50% HP heal. And for me, I don't know about you, but I don't think this is a great loss, because the good thing about this imprint is that your hero is not killed. The same with Hercules, okay? So these are insanely good passives that you can still get most of the effect, almost all of the effect on the imprint, okay? So Dracula and Hercules are my pick here, but I don't think you should sacrifice neither Hercules or Dracula for the imprint, especially because this imprint will be best used early game, okay? Because when you're late game, you probably have a Heimdall, a Sphinx, or something that makes your team survive, so your damage dealers are probably not dying that much. So this imprint shines on early game, and I don't think you should sacrifice a Dracula or a Hercules for the imprint. But if you get the imprint, I don't know, maybe from a random imprint, or maybe you sacrificed it by mistake. Maybe your roster was full and you got a Dracula. When your roster is full and you get a hero, a new hero, a dupe hero, doesn't matter, it turns into an imprint, okay? Maybe you can use it. Still, remember that imprints are used to awaken the hero as well. So actually, if you have one Dracula and you got imprint, a Dracula imprint, you are probably better to awaken your Dracula than to use this imprint on a weapon, okay? But still, I cannot leave it out because they are very, very insane imprints. Making any of your heroes immortal for the first time is very, very cool. Well, almost in the same thing, we have Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl has a very cool imprint. When this hero is defeated, revive all allies with 25% HP and increase the initiative by 5%, stacking up to 3 times, of course, once per wave, okay? I think this is one of the best imprints. For Alpha Wave 2, I think this was bugged and it was only reviving 2 heroes, but the same thing applies here. The only thing that you're losing is, instead of 50% HP, you are getting 25% HP heal on your heroes. So still, this is an insane imprint. You can put this on any of your heroes. You can put it on the tankiest hero, so when it dies, it revives everyone, so you have a second chance. You can put this on your support, on your damage dealer, because when your damage dealer dies, it will revive itself. So it's even better than Dracula and Hercules in this sense, okay? But as I said before, sacrificing a legendary is quite strange. I think if you get your first Quetzalcoatl, there is no way you're sacrificing it to get the imprint, because it's probably better to just play Quetzalcoatl in your team. Okay, next we have White-Dragok. White-Dragok is a very cool hero, and it has a really cool passive. It inflicts 30% more damage and receives 30% less damage from enemies under Blaze and Aetherburn. So this is very, very cool, very, very good. You can play this hero actually places Blaze, and it actually kind of places Aetherburn. But the cool thing is, it makes him quite a bit tanky and hits way harder. his imprint is actually half of that. So 15% more damage and 15% less damage from enemies under Blaze and Aetherburn. So it's very, very cool if you use someone that puts Blaze or Aetherburn in your team. Of course, this is a damage dealing imprint, so you will put this on a damage dealer, and you need someone to place Blaze on your enemy. But the increase of damage is very, very good, like 15%. Remember, when we talked about Beowulf, Beowulf was only 10%. The good thing about Beowulf's imprint is that it is a flat 10%. You don't need almost any like conditionals. It only needs to be a boss or a brawler. Now you can do 15% against any enemy. You receive 15% less damage, but you need your enemy to have Blaze. And to close it off, one of the best imprints in the game is Izolde's imprint. I mean, I know she's a rare. We talked about 2 other rares here on the video, but she is insane. Her as a hero is she's very cool. I mean, her abilities are very cool, but her passive is where it shines for us. So when an ally defender is attacked, heal all allies by 2.5% of this hero's max HP. So there's a couple of things to note here. The first thing is she is not a defender. So she on her own cannot proc this actually. So you need another defender. So the good thing is put this on a defender or put this on everyone on your team. Imagine if you have 4 defenders and you put this on everyone. Anytime any of your ally are hit, you will heal a lot. And if the enemy hits for the AoE, you will heal like bro, it's an insane heal. So you can use this imprint as much as you want. I mean, as she's a rare, you will probably get a ton of copies of her, so you can have a lot of these imprints. You can put on a weapon, you can throw another one on top of it, and you can reuse it later because you have a lot of copies of this imprint. And the second thing to note is that it says it's 2.5% of this hero's max HP. So you will put this imprint especially on a hero that has a ton of HP. And Izolde's have like quite a short amount of HP. She shines especially in speed, so you can maybe put it on another one of your heroes. And yeah, this is one of the coolest imprints in the game. I used it a lot on both alphas because especially for early game, this healing is very, very cool, but for the end game is very, very, very cool as well. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below your favorite imprints. Comment at least like 3 of your favorite imprints. For me, I think is Izolde. Actually, my favorites are Izolde, Dagonet, and probably Hound of Dwat. I think these are my favorites. I don't think they are the strongest, but they are my favorites for sure. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe here on the channel. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.